Orianna has really good shove, but Seraphine, no matter what the role, has insane wave clear. Like, you can even build her with, you know, the Moonstaff combination and like a double Q or an Empower Q will still clear an entire wave. In this situation, I expect Sorka to go for damage, right? So Ludens or Liandry's. So even then it will be even worse, right? So it's Pyosik will have prior lanes early, and that's the kind of situation that you don't want as LM. So I'm scared for the Olaf for the third game in a row, Valdez.
Some things never change. Here at the LCK, the caster's never really a big fan of the Olaf, at least on 11-3 and in compositions like this.
Or not.
Good question. As we do move on to the Rift.
Yep.
And note the slow push from King, and he's waiting for another wave, so I think they're absolutely looking for this dive.
Yeah, this is perfectly set up here from DRX. Let's see if the execution comes through.
Ooh, Zeus, what are you going to do? Is this your moment? The sun comes through on the bear stance, and down you go. First blood, 3.5 minutes in, an extremely clean dive. 3 CF.
You're the one who initiated this. You're the one who sets up the vertical jungling. Is it going to be worth it?
Well, we got a nice little trade down on the bottom side. Doesn't amount to too much. Becca doesn't have to flash away, but he does throw out his exhaust. So still a nice little trade for T1.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Crocky.
What?
Backhand?
What is going on? Like, they just love playing Ring Around the Rosie. Becca is going to have to flash, I would imagine. No, they're going to get that ultimate over the wall, and now Becca's going to flash away. The root comes in from the Seraphine. As Pyosik just frontlining here, he's also going to have to flash. Faker's doing a good job in the mid lane, too. He's been zoning away Solka, and you can see that Solka has been having a little bit of a hard time of the trades. Orianna's trades a little bit more easy to pull off, I suppose. And T1 with the full team rotation up to the Rift Herald to take this one away. Faker's even got that ball in position, just going to bait out the Featherstorm just like that. And the Rift Herald will go the way of T1. Now, DRX considering...
Zeus alone, guys. This is so mean.
Yeah, they're going to go for the freebies, I suppose. They're even committing through the teleport. There's no Dominus available, and not enough damage comes out. Faker's teleport.
Situation. So instead, it's going to be up to Carrier yet again, as Pyosik is top.
Oh, he's back.
He's here.
Wait, what? He's still here. Why are you still bullying this guy? Even Becca's up here. Are they even going to kill him? Please. Okay, they got him. That would have been silly if all 3 members came up and they still didn't get him after all of that bully. That's what they'll be looking for. Again, the poke has to land. You know, the Jace has to hit the shock blast. Becca, he's set up in a pretty interesting spot here. They're going to catch Faker. Will they be able to burst him down? There's the ultimate, and they do have the damage to take down that Orianna at the perfect time as a fantastic hook comes out from Becca. He finds the weak Orianna soft under spot. Yeah, I mean, you could see Carrier. He's like, please let me engage. He's got a really nice spot here. DRX should have seen him, but they're still going to get caught out here. There's that Featherstorm we were talking about. Immediate hook comes in, and where is the follow-up? It is just nowhere. The Prowler's Claw comes in. Guniusi finally able to get a great spot here underneath, but the Jace is just way too large at this point in time, and he's got Moonstaff Seraphine right behind him. So not the easiest point in time here is Pyosik as well. Going to look to run them down. And I'm not sure there's much of an escape here for T1.
Oh no, he's coming.
Okay, well,
he's coming, Valdez.
Now someone play the Jaws music. Here comes Udyr. Or, well, in this case, definitely not Udyr. He's getting on top of them, looking for that 80 carry, gets into the back line, and this was just inevitable. Faker, the last runner. The last unfortunate soul that, yeah, he's just going to get burst down. See you later. Pyosik going to pick up that kill. And DRX, at the end of the day, they kill all 5 members. They don't need to do about that. Okay. Looks like, okay, we get the pick on Becca, but actually it's Zeus who dies at the end of the day. Pyosik going to run down the Kaisa and zoom him away. Guniusi trying his best, but he does get exhausted. He'll get the Guardian Angel. That's about all that's going to happen. Triple kill here for the Xayah. Could see a Penta. Will they go for it? Looks like the answer is going to be no. DRX still be happy. They just want to take their big win, and boy, it is a big one. 2-1.
Right, like this is a team with so much history. And like anyone that's going to blame Zeus for this, that's going to like, you know what I'm talking about. Like they're going to go and they'll be like, oh, this Renekton, he didn't do anything. and he got smashed by Jace. That's not the story of this game. It was just DRX playing the early macro game so incredibly well, and T1, it's back to the drawing board because the game plan that they went for throughout this series, even when it did work, it didn't look amazing.
No. Like you mentioned, they did have a game plan, but
DRX가 4위 자리를
DRX
지켜냅니다.
secured
3세트
their
완벽한
spot on the
승리를
fourth
거뒀는데요.
place with this Game 3 clean
3세트에는
victory.
1세트 밴됐던 세라핀이 나오고
And finally, we
2세트
saw
활약했던 렐이
Seraphine getting
나오면서
unbanned as
누가
DRX
사기
takes it
체제를
away with this
던지는
B1
그런
card. So
밴드였어요.
we wanted to figure out which champion is more OP, Seraphine or Rao, and the answer was Seraphine, I guess. I think Seraphine was actually locked in because of Pusic's Udyr. I think their synergy is just too broken. Because they trusted Pusic's performance on Udyr pick, they went for the Seraphine mid, even though she's a little bit weak in terms of the laning priority, but still, they knew the synergy between the speed boost coming out from both Seraphine and Udyr. And then they actually added Jace in order to kind of have enough damage output on their team. If they had tank champion going over to the top lane, maybe DRX would have been lacking damage, so they were actually forced to play this kind of aggressive champion. But DRX knew how to kind of funnel all the gold and kills over to Jace. As you mentioned, Renekton was not having a good time over in the top lane. Kingen was able to double the CS score of Zeus. So let's see what happened. Usually, when it comes to Jace versus Renekton or Jace versus Gnar, Jace always have this lane priority. He can always push in the wave and secure the lane priority. So a lot of people actually play around the counter laner of Jace. The T1 maybe should have played around Renekton to open up more window for Zeus. So we have some vertical jungling happening over here, which means DRX can just take it every day. Jace was playing this game without feeling any pressure of a potential gank, so he could just bully this Renekton all day long on the top lane. And Renekton, for him, there was no way for him to escape that turret dive. So T1's first decision making or their setup was pretty much close to being wrong. And we saw a matchup down on the bottom lane. And Kai'Sa, Rel, and also Xayah and Thresh. Those two comps are pretty much similar, so there was no reason for Olaf to actually just play around the bottom side of the map. So it was a little bit awkward to see T1 opting those kind of decision making and making some hard time to happen over to Renekton. And let's take a look at this highlight where Rel was once again looking for some wombo combo, but that didn't really work out well. So just like game number 2, it all came down to the Rel's initiation. So Tyria was able to avoid the visions of the opponents, but still Xayah was really fast reacting to that engagement. And in addition to that, well, actually the rest of the T1 members were so far away. So he had, Rel had no follow-up, whereas Soka was actually able to counter disengage with his Encore. And then they had this fed Jace in order to join this fight. Even though Xayah got cut out in the end, they had a fed Jace in order to put in massive damage. And T1 was getting the funneled, and Udyr is just running. He's just running and getting the stuns and getting the work done. Once again, we can say T1 was like forced to take that decision. They had to make a play over there, but they didn't have much tools to engage with Rel at that point in the game. Maybe we can say that was a comp difference, but still, DRX was able to play a better game in Game 3. Now let's take a look at the POG for Game 3, and it's gonna be Kingen on Jace. He definitely outplayed the opponents on the top lane, even though he was playing under a huge pressure. And the Jace is a kind of a champion that has to get a lot of work done by himself, and still he was able to execute it really well with the support of his teammates. Sometimes T1 made some bad decisions and he was able to pick up a lot of lead based on the mistake coming out from the opponents, but at the same time, he did really pay back after all the resources were funneled over to him. Overall, we saw a very clean performance coming out from DRX in Game 3.